Border czar, Vice President Kamala Harris, finally makes it down to the southern border, and it totally backfires. Kamala Harris border visit backfires before she even arrives. Border Patrol Union releases statement. Harris was scheduled to speak Friday evening in Douglas, Arizona, but ahead of that visit, the Border Patrol Union put out a statement in which National Border Patrol Council Vice President Art Del Cueto went absolutely scorched earth on her.
Look, I stood with President Trump when he actually went to the border, to areas that is, notorious for drug smuggling and human smuggling. He stood there. He spoke to the agents. He's been speaking to the boots on the ground for over 8 years. He's spoken to them, asking what's going on. He's gone through the National Border Patrol Council numerous times. He stood there for over an hour in over 100-degree heat with victims of families from illegal aliens, and he spoke to reporters.
From ICE today.
Vice President Harris went down there and she spoke to 2 members of management. She didn't speak to agents. She spoke to 2 members of management. And I'm going to tell you, I bet money that even those 2 members, I feel bad for them because I guarantee you they didn't even want to be there. But she spoke to these 2 members of management and she was there for 20 minutes for a photo op. That's all she did. President Trump actually cares, and he's actually gone down there and met with boots on the ground, and he's done it multiple times for long times every single time he's been there. This is just nothing but a complete photo op. That's all it is. It's her Hail Mary before the election.
And he's not lying. It quite literally was a photo op.
Stay off the concrete, back over here. Off the concrete, back over here, please. Stay off the concrete over there, back over here.
And the official Border Patrol Union X account at BP Union put out a scathing statement that at the time of this recording is at 33 million views. The statement says, quote, Vice President Harris has ignored the border problem she created for over 3 years. She goes down there for 20 minutes for a photo op and decides to repeat some of the things the NPBC has said before. But again, where has she been the last 3.5 years? Kamala Harris might be able to lie and get away with lying to some of the American people that aren't quite paying attention and that will just believe anything she says. But one thing's for sure, she cannot get around the Border Patrol. Well, not only did Kamala Harris stage a photo op tour at the southern border in Arizona, she had some kind of mini rally hoorah event and spoke. What a joke. Kamala Harris claims she will finally secure the border if she wins. Our system must be orderly and secure. Border czar Kamala Harris visited the southern border in Douglas, Arizona on Friday and claimed that she will, quote, do more to secure our border after creating the worst border crisis, more like a border invasion and massacre, in history. We know this isn't true because if she had any intention of securing the border, she would do it now. As President Trump has repeatedly said, Joe Biden and Kamala Harris could close the border immediately by signing an executive order. Not only did Harris make an appearance at the border for a few minutes, about 20 minutes for a staged photo op, and make it look like she cares, she also delivered remarks at Cochise College on Friday, ironically, with border security and stability signs behind her.
As your president, I will protect our nation's sovereignty, secure our border, and work to fix our broken system of immigration. Loved ones who have lost a family member, a child, to fentanyl. And their grief is heartbreaking. And the devastation caused by fentanyl is being felt from rural communities to big cities. It's impacting communities across our country, regardless of where they are geographically, politically, or any other demographic you choose to talk about. It's a scourge in our country, and we have to take it seriously. And as president, I will make it a top priority to disrupt the flow of fentanyl coming into the United States.
She's literally choking on her own lies. Oh, and by the way, it's not a priority now, even though she's currently the sitting vice president, and she could easily, alongside Joe Biden, work together for an executive order via executive action, sign the bill, and shut down the border. But they can't do that because that would require blame to be placed on her for the past nearly 4 years of an open border massacre. But it's not a priority now. It'll only be a priority if she's elected president. Not only does Kamala Harris hold America's border security ransom, unless you vote for her, you're not getting it, she also makes it very clear, and she dog whistles and communicates to tens of millions of illegal aliens occupying this country that have all been imported under her watch, that she will create a pathway to citizenship for them.
And as president, I will work with Congress to create, at long last, a pathway to citizenship for hardworking immigrants who have been here for years. For years. And deserve to have a system that works.
Well, of course, because that's the end game all along. That's replacement migration. Import tens of millions of illegal aliens from the third world, give them a stamp of citizenship on their forehead, and now you have tens of millions of Democrat voters for decades to come. And this is how you know they are getting absolutely desperate. They have Kamala Harris up there now, literally claiming that Donald Trump did nothing as president to secure the southern border.
In the 4 years that Donald Trump was president, he did nothing to fix our broken immigration system.
Yes, I know, this is peak gaslighting. You mean to tell me for the past nearly 8 to 10 years since Trump came down the escalator, when they immediately called him a racist and a xenophobe, saying that Trump said that all Mexicans are rapists, all we ever heard, Trump wants to build a wall, Trump wants mass deportations, Trump wants to secure the border, that's going to isolate America. No border, no wall, no USA at all. All of a sudden, according to Kamala Harris, because things are so bad, that magically never happened. The gaslighting coming from this campaign is truly remarkable. She's been neglecting this border invasion, border massacre that is her responsibility and her doing for nearly the past 4 years. She finally goes down there, and what does the DEI hire-in-chief conclude? That the Border Patrol needs help.
Madam Vice President, can you share what the agents at the last stop talked about?
They've got a tough job, and they need, rightly, support to do their job. And they work long hours, they're very dedicated, and so I'm here to talk with them about what we can continue to do to support them and to also thank them for the hard work they do.
What are your concerns?
Thank you. Stricter action.
Wow, Kamala Harris, I'm glad you noticed. Speaking of things being noticed, I don't know if you noticed that giant golden necklace and chain she had on, but apparently a lot of people did. Kamala Harris torched for wearing $62,000 Tiffany necklace during border visit photo op. Kamala Harris got torched for wearing a $62,000 necklace to the border. And many noticed this on the internet and looked up on the Tiffany hardware home designer jewelry section on their website under the necklaces and pendants option. You could see right there, bold graduated link necklace in yellow gold. Price tag, $62,000.
Somebody needs fired because who in their right mind thought it was a good idea to send Kamala Harris to the border for the first time in 3 years, mind you, in a $62,000 Tiffany necklace?
Well, not only is she wearing a $62,000 Tiffany necklace to the open southern border, which is ridiculous, she had the nerve not only to wear this necklace, but to actually go down there wearing high heels. This is how you know it was a photo op. Not only were law enforcement and the media totally obliterating Kamala Harris for her fake photo op border trip, but angel moms Blast Kamala during call. Stop pretending you care about the border. On Friday, during a President Donald Trump campaign press call, several angel mothers shared the painful reality of the impact of the broken, non-existent Biden-Harris border policy has unleashed on American families.
I have a question that may have a follow-up. Have you heard from Kamala Harris in a phone call, email, or visit since the death of your children?
No. No. Not a single response from her.
You see, this is who Kamala Harris hopes you don't pay attention to, because this is the reality of the open border massacre. It's the Americans on the ground that have to deal with this on a daily basis, including the ranchers that are not buying her lies.
We have the vice president coming in today. Why do you think she's here?
Because she's the flip-flopper, and she's trying to get some votes at the last minute. Where was she 3.5, 4 years ago?
How do you feel about Vice President Kamala Harris's visit here today?
I'd like to be over in her face.
What would you tell her?
I'd say, it's about time you visited the border. I said, let me show you what it's really like.
It's all publicity. It's kind of like she's here. She doesn't care. She just cares about winning.
Why do you think she's here?
Politics, of course.
So you're not being fooled?
No, absolutely not. I mean, she's had, 3.5, 4 years to do something of some consequences and hasn't done anything. And I don't think she's going to do anything but carry on another word salad, I guess.
Anybody that actually believes that Kamala Harris cares about securing our nation's border is completely delusional. Because you have to be completely delusional to believe the lie that Kamala Harris is going to do something about the very open border massacre catastrophe that she created. My name is Drew Hernandez for the Gateway Pundit, and you have been on watch with Drew Hernandez. I'll see you guys on the next one.